All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Infi and Focus. This game taking place here on Twisted Meadows. Hello, everyone on YouTube. I don't think there's anyone on Twitch as of yet, as I didn't really broadcast that I would be streaming today, but hopefully I do get some company as I will be casting. Well, at least for a good amount today. Alright, let's go take a look across over here. Altar of Storms now being placed down, followed by a burrow. We should see the barracks, or actually, I can't really predict whether or not there's going to be a barracks anymore, just because there has been Farseer openings where you go for a very, very fast tech to tier 2. Tech to tier 2 before barracks, so we'll see if that is the strategy that Focus is going for. Focus has spawned as the red orc player here at the 8 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Infi has spawned as the blue human over here at what I will call the 10 o'clock position. Alright, peons now getting added back in and across over here. You guys can probably notice that the peons are walking a little bit slower than normal. That was a trick or something that was done back in the day when diagonal positions, if the peasants actually walked at their normal speed, you can actually mine at full speed with only 4 peasants. Well, actually, that's one of the things that I'm curious about, seeing if that is recreated in WarCraft 3 Reforged. If it is recreated in WarCraft 3 Reforged, well, that would keep the game a little bit more balanced. Anyways, it is going to be an Archmage going into Footman. Meanwhile, let's take a cross over here. We can see that it is going to be a Farseer instead of a Blade Master. Very, very important. And it is going to, in fact, be a tech to tier 2 before barracks. Good prediction there, I guess, or just sheer dumb luck, as we're looking at the Farseer now making its rounds out. We'll see where it's going to go next. All right, let's take a look. There is that barracks now, as we're taking a look at the Farseer and the Spirit Wolves now making their rounds out. Archmage is wandering across over here and is going to be trying to clear out this Null Brute creep camp. I originally thought there would be trying to do some militia clearing out this Rock Golem creep camp, but we in fact don't see that. Farseer now making its way off to the north here as the Archmage creeping away from all of the action, and we are getting up an arcane tower. Now this could be a little bit of a problem though, as if peasants do get taken out, well, there's no easy way to try and repair them. Alright, please girls, be quiet. Alright, coming back across over here, Archmage, Farseer now coming across. You can see resummoning of the Spirit Wolves. Farseer coming back here as the Archmage now getting pulled away. Spirit Wolf's going to try to dive on inside here as the Scout Tower is nowhere yet being done. Militia engaging against the Farseer here as the Spirit Wolves are trying to take down these peasants with that medium armor. It looks as though one of them could get taken out, as we are now going to see more engagement once again. Those stationary peasants are in a little bit of trouble, as we're now looking at Footmen trying to join in on the fight as well. One Spirit Wolf could get taken out. No, denial right there, I believe, as the Archmage only has 88 experience. I'm not quite sure what a level 3, level 1 creep camp does in fact give. All right, Water Elemental now trying to engage here. Arcane Tower about 3/4 of the way done. Archmage now looking to pull back, as he is going to be fighting inside a very, well, good defensive position here. Spirit Wolf could end up getting taken down to 50 hit points, and it looks like it will be able to run away again. Scout Tower now completed. Repairs may be in order, but it looks as though this tower is going to be completed. Water Elemental still getting some damage onto that Spirit Wolf. Spirit Wolf could end up getting taken down, and yes, some experience was gained right there. 108 now on the board, but the Archmage now still sitting at level 1 with not very much mana. Farseer coming back across over here. Hi, Aria. How are you? All right. Water Elemental Footman trying to engage here. Finally caught me live. Yes, thank you for tuning in, as the Archmage now looking to back up. Already down to 190 hit points. Going to be very, very close. Has to retreat back and hide under the protection of this Arcane Tower. Arcane Vault currently getting constructed. As you can see, a little bit of that feedback damage going onto that Spirit Wolf. Meanwhile, back across over here, Footman trying to get some creeping away from the Archmage to gain a little bit of experience. There goes one Null Brute, or one Null Poacher. Now Null Brute going to come across as the Archmage now, well, in serious trouble. Is another Fireball going to go across? Yes, but not enough damage as the Feral Spirit Wolf does get taken out. No, resummoned once more. Beautifully done, as the Farseer tries to deny some experience, but the Archmage is now on the cusp of level 2. Arcane Sanctum getting added here. Interesting presence by Infi, trying to make sure to keep all of his units alive, as the Footman now retreating back. Tauren Chieftain already out onto the field. Stomp could be in order. Meanwhile, we don't see in a second Arcane Sanctum, which means Spellbreakers are going to be a little bit slow in coming, since we need to see more Priest early on. The Archmage having a little bit of problem. And Arya, don't tickle my foot. Arya, as the Footmen are now coming across to engage here. All right, Archmage is trying to push back across once more, dual building that Arcane Sanctum, as the Farseer looking to, still put some pressure or perhaps disrupt the healing on that Archmage, who is currently sitting at 275 mana. Once the Mountain King comes out, though, the Farseer has to be extremely careful, as a Stormbolt surround could be in order. There is, that was, I believe, a timed life end right there, as the Farseer now looking to pull back. Oh, Mountain King is right there, and the Farseer, decides, where am I going to go? Oh, there is a Stormbolt. Footman could end up getting a surround, and it is going to turn into a surround right there. Quick Scroll of Town Portal in order to get out of a very bad situation. Live shout class from Berlin. Shoutouts from Berlin. All right, yes, shoutouts from Berlin. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sure the Back to WarCraft, actually, they're in China right now, so they're probably just about waking up, getting ready for some more, great casting in store. Glad to fill in the hours for you guys, as the Tauren Chieftain just walks through here and, trying to take down all of these Ogre Magis. Back off to the north, we're finally seeing the Archmage and the Mountain King doing a little bit of creeping. And this is at the 6-minute 45-second mark of this game. This is not a typical game for a human player, as human players want to level up that Archmage very, very early. By delaying, by focus delaying Infi's creeping, it's going to really set him back, and the pacing of this game is going to be very different. King Cutter, hey, glad you're here as well, as the Archmage takes down the Null Warden and some of the other units again. Footman gonna go ahead and finish off the Null Overseer here. A Priest ready to go, take down the remaining units, as we're looking at both armies relatively close to each other, but hasn't really engaged against each other. The Tauren Chieftain now gets, will be getting the level 3 here very easily, no problem. And I'm wondering if it's going to be a Stomp or a Shockwave. The problem with Stomp is that you have to be in that front line location for that Tauren Chieftain to have Stomp be effective. And if the Tauren Chieftain goes for Stomp, it reinforces the idea that that the human player should be going for Spellbreakers. All right, Troll Trapper now getting taken down. Greetings. Hello, how are you doing? As the Priest will get finished off here. All right, Mountain King sells some items, picks up Boots of Speed, sells the Wand of Mana Stealing for also a Scroll of Healing as well. That is beneficial in two ways, as it empties the shop a little bit and not allow the Orc player to buy more Scrolls of Healing as well. There is one Wind Rider in the air. Meanwhile, the Wind Rider in the back portion. What is going on? Hey, Mad Frog, how are you doing? Are you the real Mad Frog? All right, as the Archmage now coming back around here, Fly Machines are going to go ahead and engage. Footmen looking to engage, as the Tauren Chieftain is going to come in for a Creep Jack. It looks as though the Tauren Chieftain wants to get into that front position before we're going to get into Mass Spellbreakers, as we are now also going into Rifleman and Caster, so no Spellbreakers as of yet. Spirit Link cast across multiple units, as the Null Warden will get taken out here. Both sides doing a little bit of creeping away from all of the action, as the Mountain King and his dreaded Stormbolt causing a bit of problems. Shockwave now ripping through the middle. Tauren Chieftain still going to try and engage. There are no Spellbreakers, so that Tauren Chieftain is going to be able to get off multiple Shockwaves against a very weak back line. Mountain King still has a Scroll of Healing. Tauren Chieftain going to try to reposition, gets a Shockwave across. There's a Scroll of Healing to try and counteract, as the Grunts, no Focus Fire there. Scroll of Speed now being used in order to get away. One low hit point Grunt is going to benefit there. Meanwhile, the Archmage is trying to finish off some units, but unable to do so. Crota SC, no, he is not. All right, I can never really know, as we're looking at the Forest Troll Warlord trying to engage. Forest Troll Warlord will be engaging against this human army once more. All right, Sorceress and Rifle Caster army coming across. Mountain King has True Shot Aura, should be given to the Archmage or Archmage, depending on how you want to say it. We are looking at a second scroll of healing being picked up, and that is incredibly important now for denial of the orc to pick up, in addition to counteract excuse me, the Tauren Chieftain and that Shockwave. Devotion aura and Endurance aura. How poor of a soul do you have to be, pretend to be someone else? Now, let's not get into one of those fights here, alright? We are looking at the Farseer now looking to back up. The Tauren Chieftain already at 3, the Farseer sitting at 2, and the primary hero was mainly for harassment and harassment alone. Now the Farseer is looking to back up again. This is dangerous as Infi is creeping out some relatively powerful creep camps. The Archmage, well, level 4 is not that big of a deal any longer, as it no longer gives twice the effect as level 1 Brilliance Aura, but supposedly that is going to be fixed. I don't know playtest realm or what particular patch they are using. Alright, a lot of things being upgraded by the human player. Now Orc starting to sit on a fair amount of gold. Not quite sure how or who is going to come out ahead, as the Footman taking a little bit of damage in that front line. Mountain King pretty much maxed out on mana. Footman down to 87 hit points, slowly climbing back up as he's going to get pulled back from that fight here. Alright, Spirit Wolves making their way through. Farseer still sitting at level 2, as the Tauren Chieftain now sits at level 4 with level 2 Endurance Aura. Level 2 Endurance Aura, that army is moving incredibly fast. Meanwhile, Spirit Wolves just diving on in, getting, well, faded into nothingness. Archmage sitting at level 4, Mountain King in the right spot. Bloppy48, thank you for the cheer, always so great. Yeah, every little bit does help pay the bills, as we're looking at the Raider. Is it going to be able to get away? Down to 173 hit points. Mountain King could throw a Stormbolt. Didn't need the Stormbolt. Gets in a bash for extra good measure, as the Mountain King now sits at level 4. Also, a good thing to note, that Mountain King has the Gem of Health and the Pure Up of Vitality. That is a lot of bonus health on that Mountain King in that frontline position. And, well, would it be better on the Archmage? I'm not 100% sure. Quick Stormbolt going back onto the Raider. He is now slowed as well. Even if he does shake off that stun, has to deal with a bash as well, and it does get taken down. So far, the Archmage and the human army has been picking off fights very, very well. Meanwhile, I don't see Focus doing all that much here, as we're now going to go ahead and engage. No upgrade to the fortified armor, and that is a huge issue, as we're now just going to be upside down on supply. Both sides are fighting Chain Lightning. Is it a Chain Wave strategy? There is the Shockwave, and that could be a very big deal. Farseer now low on mana. Tauren Chieftain trying to hide back. So many low hit point units, as the units now come into position. Alright, Ethereal Form, quick Stormbolt there. Raider now going to get taken out, and a well-located Scroll of Town portal. The difference there, as the retreat was not in time. If that lasted any longer, the Tauren Chieftain could have gotten another Shockwave off across multiple peasants. Instead, a one-way in, one-way out turned into a devastating position, as you take a look at a number of farms, while taking a fair amount of damage as well. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4, double claws of attack, no potion of mana. This is incredibly important right now. The Tauren Chieftain will most likely only have one Shockwave to his name, but he may catch his opponent off guard here. Archmage, Rifleman, Casters all on the backside here. Alright, here we go. Raiders are all in position. Are we going to get a good Shockwave across multiple units? Shockwave across 4 or 5 units there. Not enough to really turn the tide, as the Farseer is going to get focused down. Spirit Link tries to help. Raiders getting taken down. Mountain King could throw in some more Stormbolts for good measure. A bunch of slow across this entire army, and Focus realizes, I cannot stick around in this fight at all. As you see, well, the GG or the leave. Alright, let's take a look. Cannot view the other tabs. My apologies. I'm not quite sure why that is the case. It could be because the heads-up overlay is blocking the actual clicking of the buttons, even though the mouse over still works. Not quite sure why that is. I know some people wanted to see some of the actual other metrics. But to recap, Infi just, I think, out of the gate was just playing a much stronger game. Focus was able to do a lot of harassment and delay level 2 on that Archmage for quite some time. But didn't really capitalize on that very fast tech to tier 2. The Tauren Chieftain being out a little bit earlier didn't matter. You didn't see raiders with Ensnare early on catching units out of position. And once you're unable to capitalize on that tech advantage early on, your opponent is usually able to catch up. And because they had a larger army earlier on, he had the hero level advantage, which turned into, well, a game-defining advantage in this instance. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Yeah, a human without an expansion. It seems like human players are now learning how to do one base play a little bit more now that militia only lasts 40 seconds instead of 45. Still trying to read up on all the playtest realm notes, and things are constantly changing and in flux. Once things settle down again, I will probably go over and try to understand and read all those patch notes again. Anyways, for the YouTube crowd, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're on Twitch, well, I got some more games for you.